Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome back to the Crow's Nest. Welcome if you are new. We are a spiritual all of mind community, learning as we grow along our ascension journey. We're going to go ahead and get into a message for what it is that we need to be aware of and focusing on. This is a timeless collective message, so it's not going to resonate with everyone, but it is intended for you if it finds you and it resonates with you at that time. So we're going to go ahead and go over some channelings that came through leading up to the reading before we get into the tarot. And it's a little bit later in the day too, so I'm listening to some kind of night ambiance. This is one of my personal favorite playlists. It's by Terra Vibe. If you like it, let me know and I'll link it for you in the comments. But let's get into the channelings for the message. So what came through first is I was hearing red alert, and I then started to hear like a submarine siren when a submarine starts to dive. And it was making me think back to recently in some of my more recent readings about something that was just below the surface and things that were being brought in secretly, kind of like undetected. And then also from that first little bit of information there, I was also thinking about the stones that I've been selecting in my readings the last week have really been focused around protection. You know, protecting our chakras or auras, protecting ourselves from negative energy, helping us to cleanse negative energy. So there's a message about that in itself that I'm picking up. But then I was also seeing the infinity symbol. And from there, I started to pick up the same energy of yesterday, that 10-10 energy. There's this sense of a completion, like a cycle has been closed up and it's allowing you to step into a new cycle. And with that infinity symbol, it really, it's a cycle of abundance. I'm hearing a Toy Story to infinity and beyond, right? So there's so much, but we're getting there. As I was shuffling the cards, something that I saw was smile at a stranger and talk to Mother Earth. And what I got from that was more so about like the new Earth Warrior vibes, or like Land Defender vibes. Like those of you who your life mission, your life purpose, your focus on your journey has been to protect Earth, to help to bring in new Earth, to anchor in those energies, those frequencies of love and abundance. And I'm hearing tranquility. Back to the other day, I said the word tranquility pool. You know, now we're listening to, I just was thinking about, I can hear the water right now. So it's really making me think about that tranquility pool energy that I was picking up on the other day. The other thing that I was seeing as I was shuffling, this was really specific, was rainbows might be significant, but I was also seeing colors that made me think about the two spirit flags. So this might be resonating specifically for those who are LGBTQ+. And then there was also something about, I wrote down hiding from awakening and intuition. Yes, it was like, what I was seeing was, you know, we've been talking about bringing in those ships of abundance, stepping into your full potential, stapping. What does that mean? We're going to look into that. Stapping. We'll see what that's about. So where was I here? So stepping into your full potential, your abilities, your gifts. Also, the new moon coming up is encouraging us to do just that. But it's like, I was picking up this energy of some of you are like trying to shield yourself from it. It's like, remember we were also talking about releasing fear. I put my notes away. It was releasing fear and victim mentality, lack mindset, negative mindset, right? So although it's interesting, because what I'm getting right now is, it's like, you know, there's been this sense of protection. And what I'm seeing from this energy of you kind of shielding yourself from your abilities and your gifts, it's almost like you're shielding those out because you know you need to be protecting yourself from something. But you're protecting yourself from the wrong thing is kind of the energy that I get from that. So you might not be aware of it. You might be thinking that what you are shielding out at this time is what is needed to be, what you need to be protecting yourself from, but you need to let those energies in. Because, you know, again, with the new moon, I was doing some numerology with that, and we have a number frequency of 4 for that day on the 23rd. So this is about the archangels coming in to offer us some support to aid in our inner healing. So I feel, again, we need to let those energies in so that we can allow that aid, that support to fully come in, so that we can really just like remove the illusion of, not the illusion, but it's just like you need to get a clear perspective on what it is that you actually need to be protecting yourself from right now, because what you are protecting yourself from with the best intentions is actually preventing your intentions and manifestations from becoming a reality, from materializing, I'm hearing. And then, of course, with the tarot, I had the Judgment, the Empress, and the Three of Cups all come out in the upright position. It was so amazing. So what I got from that was, you know, going back to the Judgment card's been coming through for the last 3 days now. So 333 energy. 2s are still really significant. 6 is also really significant. But with the Judgment, what I was getting was about the inner calling. There is a sense of absolution, right? And I feel like it goes back to this message about, you know, what it is that you're shielding yourself from versus what you really need to be shielding yourself from. There's going to be an awakening in that regard. You know, the Empress, going back to speaking about, you know, definitely that inner feminine, right? Whether you're masculine or feminine, we're talking about the energies within. So that inner feminine, there was also a sense of nurturing and abundance, you know, going back to that infinity symbol. I was really feeling abundance from that. And, you know, right underneath that, we have that 10-10 energy. So abundance is being brought in through this Judgment, this absolution, this of your inner calling. The Three of Cups is all about a celebration, but what I'm really getting from that as well, I mean, yes, you're going to be celebrating this, but what I'm also picking up on is creative energy. You know, the Empress, like I'm really, really picking up like High Priestess energy. So you're really powerful, whoever you are, absolutely. Speaking back to the Tranquility Pool, that actually makes me think about who is that? She does some videos like ASMR and light language, and I think she says something about, I think she does a video on the Tranquility Pool, and it is based on Lemuria. So again, we're bringing up those Lemurian vibes, City of Mu, we're talking Atlantis, really ancient souls that you are here on Earth, and only old souls can go back to that time, you know, people who have not just incarnated many times on this earth plane, but before descending to the earthly realm. And the other thing that I was really getting from that Three of Cups was a sense of friendship and collaboration. And that's really interesting too, because it takes me back to recently there was a Three of Pentacles energy, and it was kind of a hard energy to read, but I was feeling almost a sense of like a hesitation from bringing in a collaboration, working with others. I'm hearing trusting that you can put your trust in others, like to allow them to handle what it is that you're working on. I'm getting like Four of Pentacles energy. Like there's a sense of like you've been really preserving and protecting. Protection is so significant. And it's been like an overprotection. So, and something else, we'll wait until we get into the decks to go over the stones, but what I also was picking up right at the end of this channeling was, you know, going back to those ships that are incoming, what I really feel that's incoming is a sense of friendships and relationships and that soul family, right? That trust in working with others, releasing that sense of control, and the lack of faith I'm hearing that others have not only your greatest good, but can help you to achieve what you're working on. Wow. Very specific. But then also what I was picking up on in regards to the below the surface, those submarine vibes from the other day, and those ships that I've been seeing being secretly brought in the night. In the night. There's something about in the night. And then I really do feel that, again, that's about your full potential, your gifts and your abilities. And I did speak about that early on in this channeling, and going over this. And what's really interesting to me is when I write these down, I write down what's coming through at the time, but then when I go over them with you in the videos, more comes through. So anything more that I shared aside from what I wrote down is what's come to me now as I'm saying it. So we'll go ahead and get into the tarot to see what more do we need to be aware of and focusing on in regards to this message. And my name's Crystaljoy, Wounded Healer, helping to guide you through the depths of your soul to illuminate the light within. And as mentioning about the stones, today for the tarot, thank you, we have Larvikite. So this is about inner visions. And so again, I didn't mention it, but it's really significant. There's something about your inner visions, your full potential, your abilities, your gifts, soul family, the infinity symbol, this tranquility pool. There's something like you're hiding from your awakening, your inner calling, the absolution. There's a very, very significant message here in that. So we'll go ahead and see what it is. We have one card already. Right? Yes. Oh my gosh. Top of the deck. Right? Okay. So the Seven of Pentacles. And this is going back to about those ships that are being brought in and feeling as though there's a sense of a halt. Things are on a delay. They're being stalled in a sense. And that's the way that you're feeling, but that's not actually the case. It's this message about there's something below the surface, okay? I don't know if I mentioned it too. About the submarine, you know, when we hear a submarine, like when they put off the siren to dive, and when a submarine dives, it's because it's trying to go under the radar. It doesn't want to be seen or detected, right? And again, I don't know if I mentioned it, but just going back to something is below the surface. Things are being secretly brought in, right? And it's, you feel that things are not coming in, but it's just because you don't see it. It's below the sea, the surface, below the sea, under the sea. I'm getting Little Mermaid vibes. Under the sea. Let me write this down. And then, so there's something hidden below the surface in regards to this. And then on the bottom of the deck, the first thing I saw was the World card, that 10-10 energy. Those cycles being completed so that you can step into new cycles of abundance. Like, I'm hearing, like, now I'm hearing a whole new world from Aladdin. So major Disney vibes, Aladdin. I can't spell. Okay, and then the other thing that I saw as well was, you know, the trickery, the deceit. You feel, this is how you're feeling. We talked about the disconnect in intuition and feeling as though there's been a sense of being deceived. My cat, of course, is joining in on us now. So what I'm hearing from the swords energy is just like you feel like you're being scammed, because you know that things are just right there, just below the surface. You know they're coming in. You not only feel it, you can smell it, you can taste it, but you keep hearing about it. You're seeing the signs, the synchronicities, all of that's there. But again, you feel like there's, what was it that I just said? You feel like it's like this sense of like you're being ripped off somehow. And that's the energy about feeling as though you are hiding from your awakening. You're shielding yourself or protecting yourself from the wrong things. There is a sense of like you feel like you're being robbed, right? And And that comes from the disconnection from your intuition. You know, you are picking up on the signs and the synchronicities, but there's just, again, there's something below the surface. There's something in regards to that judgment, that inner calling. There's going to be something like this awakening, this realization that's going to come, that's going to help you to shift your focus on seeing that it's not so much that you were robbed. It's more about, I'm hearing something about how you feel like you robbed yourself from putting your energy into the wrong focus. And then also the Six of Cups came up, which is about the past, focusing on the past, the nostalgia. But what I'm really getting from this is that, again, it's been holding on to the past. That's something that's been coming through in my readings the last little while. And there's been this energy about releasing the purging and healing energies of the full moon and stepping into the new moon. The new moon is just a few days away now, on November 23rd. So this is all about a time for our intentions and our manifestations. It's time to release the past, take time to reflect, but it's time to step into that newness that we spoke about a few days ago. And then the Lovers is in the reverse, which is all about self-love. And I'm also hearing intuition. Okay, and the Lovers is also speaking about harmony and relationships, and going back to what I was feeling about what's incoming is this sense of friendships, relationships, soul family, and this might even be speaking about romantic relationships, partnerships, divine connections, soulmates, twin flames. Take it how it resonates. I'm getting a lot of distractions today as well, so I don't want to take too long with the message today. So I feel like what we have here is just a confirmation about where we currently are and where we need to be going. I feel like as well with the new moon coming in, looking forward to that aid from the archangels. I think what we'll finish off today's message with is an earth warrior, to find out what is some additional messages for us of guidance and support. Okay, so on the Earth Warrior deck, the stone that I have selected today was the amethyst. So once again, all about protection, but also crown chakra. I was going to say heart chakra. So maybe a need, continuation of the guidance to connect with that inner feminine. And also loving the inner masculine from the place of the inner feminine. But I'm also picking up today with the crown chakra, again, this energy about there's just something incoming, like an awakening. There's something about an inner vision or clarity. It has something to do with your spiritual path. This is, again, for those of you who are old souls, you come from a very ancient timeline. I also know a message is really, really significant when there are so many things preventing me from getting the message up. Okay, so let's go ahead, find out who is our Earth Warrior, giving us some extra support, guidance, and assistance at this time with where we are at our journey and what we're stepping into. Thank you. Number 5. So this is all about change. Okay, this is Circle Cross of 10N. So this is rare intersection of heaven and earth. And again, going back to how I've been talking about the significance of birds and how birds have been trying to communicate with you. Once again, we can see that energy right here on this card. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted for the 100th time. The bird energy about the archangels, your high council trying to communicate to you, send you messages through the birds to help to guide you along your path. Okay, so guidance right there is to pay attention to the birds that you see along your path and what guidance maybe they have for you. And I'm back. The other thing that I'm noticing is the turkey feather in her hair. This is a wild turkey, so you might want to look into the significance of wild turkeys. Definitely myself, this is a message for me. I have a wild turkey that I just had to save from my cat a moment ago. I'm not a wild turkey. I have a turkey feather. I don't actually have a wild turkey. Could you imagine? Okay, so we're going to look into the guidebook for this message to wrap up our guidance for today alongside, you know, paying attention to the birds along our path and what messages they have for us. And, you know, it's not even sometimes about just like actually being able to audibly hear what the birds are saying, but even just looking into the significance of those birds when you see them. If you see a seagull, look at what does a seagull mean? Look into the spiritual significance. Look into, you know, the meaning behind the totem of these birds. And you might find your messages, the communications being brought to you through that research. And again, there's something there about that learning, higher knowing. I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles in my mind right now. So there's just really something about learning. I'm hearing there's something about you're taking it for granted. Like it's almost like you're aware that you're hiding yourself from your awakening, from this part of your path. But I'm hearing taking for granted, taking for granted. So let's find out what the guidebook has to say for us. And we are going to page 48. Okay, so number 4, you know, like I was saying about on November 23rd, when we have that new moon in Sagittarius, all about that fire energy, right? That the number frequency for that day is number 4, so 4s are significant, and the number 8 is just making me think about that infinity symbol once again. So what does Circle Cross of Tenen have to say for us? Your plans and purpose are aligned with great cosmic forces, whether you see it coming or not, because it's hidden under the surface, right? Where am I here? Whether you see it coming or not, things will fall into place, and what you have been working towards will come to fruition. A rare intersection of heaven and earth will result in precious manifestations and grace. The divine shall correct a situation that is in need of realignment. Fear not. Pray boldly, be faithful, all is well. You know, so we've been talking about releasing fear, right? And, you know, trust that anything that is making you feel as though you're out of alignment, disconnected from your intuition, your higher knowing right now, your path, your divine alignment, I'm hearing, trust that it is all coming in and it is all being corrected and realigned. And this rare intersection of heaven and earth, going back to this frequency of number 4, and birds are messengers from spirit, from the great spirit, from creator. So, you know, right there we have that energy of the two coming together. And going back to some messages that were coming through about balancing the mind and the soul, this is what I'm feeling. This energy of the intersection of heaven on earth. You are on earth, and the intersection of heaven is the communications from spirit. And there is a sense of that realignment is unfolding right now. So continue to embrace the aspects of the journey of where we are right now. Continue to release the energies that are making you feel as though you are being robbed, ripped off, I was hearing. And just trust that this is a cycle that is being completed right now, and you are stepping into a very fruitful and new and prosperous and abundant new cycle. So I hope this message helped. If it did, be sure to like and comment, let me know, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.